Hi, everyone. Welcome to New Day, New Word. It's Friday, and I am thrilled today to share with you my word. Not actually my word, it's the word that was given to me by a colleague whose name is Sharon Bowen. And she's a grant writer, lives in Cocoa, Florida. We had a lovely conversation. She's a Facebook friend, and I had put out a request, and she answered it, and we had a great conversation. And I asked her, I said, would you like to give me a word for the letter V, which is our letter for today? And she said, sure. And the first thing that came to mind for her was the word velocity. Isn't that a great word? So I think that this is a good word to talk about because things are moving so fast in our world today. Isn't that true? Don't we feel like there's just so much going on and we're just completely unable to kind of catch our breath, right? Things are flowing and moving and changing, and we're being inundated by all kinds of news and events occurring, and so it's a great thought, something to think about. And as I like to do, I like to kind of expand on it and give it a broader interpretation. So when I looked up the word velocity to see what are different takes we have on it, what I got was there are different ways to look at the word velocity from a scientific, purely scientific point of view. It's I'm reading here, how an object moves through space, and there's a formula, which is, I don't know, V equals D/T or something like that. I have no idea what that means, but scientists definitely spend a lot of time talking about velocity in terms of planets in movement, or airplanes through space, or whatever it may be. And in business and finance, the word is often used in speaking about the way, how many times a dollar changes hands in a given period. So that's the velocity of money. And so, yeah, again, interesting how we can use one word in English for so many different ways of thinking. The ordinary or standard dictionary definition of velocity says the rapidity or quickness of motion. So velocity is all about motion, right? Obviously about motion. But the difference between velocity and speed, I learned, was that you could be stationary on the planet, and the planet is moving, so you're moving at a certain speed even if you're standing still. With velocity, it's about how much space you are taking in a given period at a given time. So that kind of shows that there's a difference between the two things. And it's so true that if we're thinking about ourselves and our own velocity of thought, or of the things that we do in our life, how quickly are we moving through our life to accomplish the goals that we have? I know I could be a procrastinator sometimes, and I can be sitting around and knowing I have to do something and not doing anything at all, not getting it done. And so I sit there, and there's zero velocity happening, right? I've got lots of, thoughts about things and so forth, but nothing is happening. And so since we have a body and we have a mind, where we want to put those two things together so that they work in a way that's beneficial for ourselves and for everybody that we come in contact with. Hi, Maria. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. And KL Buffalini, thank you. Good to see you. Yeah, let me wave to you. I guess I can wave, right? All right, this is all kind of new to me. But so we can think about how fast am I moving in my intentions in my life? Am I just, talk is cheap, right? We can talk about stuff and and never really accomplish anything. So it's important for us to consider, how do I get in touch with what my purpose is, and then put it into practice so that I can develop that velocity to get it moving, to get it going, and to produce results that I want and that I can share with other people. What's more wonderful in life than being able to share the results of our goals and dreams, right? And by putting them into practice. So of course, for me, if you know me by now, you know that my methodology for accomplishing anything in my life is to go into that quiet, still place. Every day, every morning before I start my day, I go into that quiet, still place, and I listen. I ask for guidance. I may, express mentally issues that I might have, and then I kind of just let them go, and I allow myself to open up to that inner guidance that we all have. Everybody has this, and the problem is not that some people have it, some people don't, because we all do. The problem is that we don't give ourselves the opportunity to listen, because we jump out of bed in the morning and the TV goes on, or I don't know, whatever, something you're listening to, the news or the weather, or right away we're externally motivated to get moving. And not that we don't need to do those things, I'm not saying we shouldn't, but what I am saying is that before you start that external action in the world, go within first. Prepare yourself for your day. So that you can develop a velocity that isn't too fast, and it's not zero because you can't get out of your own way. That's what inner guidance will help us do. It helps us get in touch with who we are and what we need and how we can accomplish it, but we have to be willing to slow down, go to zero velocity for a few minutes and listen to that internal guidance. And then you can be on your way, and things will be flowing, and life becomes a very joyful experience. I can tell you for myself that using my meditation program for so many years now has completely changed my life. I don't worry about the things I used to worry about. If I can't do something about something, I know I have to let it go. It's because it's not serving any purpose. Worrying about something that you can't do anything about is not helpful. So what's the point, is what I say. So I say, let it go. Let it go and move into what you can do, what you are able to do, what you are able to, express and put into practice. Dwayne, oh my goodness, hi. I'm going to wave at you. And I'm so glad that you folks are here with me. And please, please listen to your inner guidance so that you can be in your own proper velocity, that you can be moving at the pace in your life that's good for you. Not for your neighbor, not for your cousin or your brother or your boss or whoever it is, but for you. And you'll know that because each and every one of us can hear that still small voice if we're willing to listen. That's the catch. That's the tricky part. And I know how hard it is. The first thing in the morning, you wake up and, it's like, oh, I've got to go and do this and I have a million things. But let me tell you, when you do that, when you stop and slow down for a minute and just get in touch, just kind of get quiet, what happens is that whole list of things that were jumbling around in your mind that was saying, I have to do me, will suddenly get organized, and they'll become available to you to handle in a way that's easy and comfortable and gets the job done, right? So I hope that's helpful to you, and I hope that you can put that into practice. And I'd love to hear your stories, if you have stories that you'd like to share with me about how you hear your guidance and how that works for you. I would love to hear that. So by all means, please shoot me an email, mg@marshagrace.com, or check out my website. And I wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving coming up. And joyful time with your family. Bring a little smile and a little bit of cheer when you go to have your Thanksgiving feast this year, and know that you are unique in your own. Unique was our word last week, right? You're unique in your own way of being. Nobody's just like you in how you can present your purpose in your life and how you can help and share with other people. So you have a mandate. You know, you've been given by the divine a mandate to be your best self and to be the self that can be most joyful and happy, because by your showing your joy within yourself, you help people experience their own joy. And isn't that a great thing to do, especially with the holidays coming and, being with bunches of people? It's a good thing to know. So I wish you a happy and a healthy and many blessings, and see you soon. Bye-bye.